Hi, Steve Ray here from Berkshire Real Estate. Today we're here in our downtown Pittsfield office to do another episode of Park Bench Pittsfield. Today we're here with, I guess, community activist and my longtime friend,
That's right.
Jerome Edgerton. Jerome, thanks for coming.
Sir.
So, in full disclosure, I've known Jerome since he was a young boy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a little boy, but he passed me in 6th grade, I think, height-wise. So I've had the pleasure of coaching Jerome, watching him grow into the man he is today over the years. As my time at Pittsfield High as a coach, Jerome ran our very successful JV program for 6 years, and today he's here though to talk about his latest contribution to the community and his latest passion, along with his family.
That's right.
Real Sessions.
Real Sessions. Yes.
So tell us, so I see you've got a YouTube channel.
Yes,
I see you've got all kinds of just activity on social media, and people are certainly talking about it.
Yeah.
Tell us what Real Sessions is.
Sure. So Real Sessions is really it's motivation. It's we really like to use words to inspire, to provoke thought that really leads to change in people's lives. Real Sessions came about really just out of me really thinking how I can have an effect in this community. How can I have my positive energy that I have? What I like to say, my positive mental attitude, my PMA, and how can I share that with people? And you know, YouTube and podcasts, and as I started to really do the research, and I really thought YouTube would be a good vessel to use. And a couple weeks ago, we launched the first video. We launched the first video sitting in the cafeteria at Conti doing drum practice. I'm just sitting there. I said, let's do a video, and that's the very first video, The Will for Your Life. And then we've been shooting ever since, and it's really just motivate, inspire, and really provoke thought in somebody.
So now, Real Sessions though is not just a YouTube channel,
No.
or social media.
No.
This is a weekly
Yes. So every
commitment
Tuesday,
you make
Yes.
with a group of children in our
Yes.
community.
Yep.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
So every Tuesday at Conti Community School, I meet with young boys from the ages of 10. The oldest one is 19 years old. And we really hit on what we call our 6 to 8 core elements. And really, at sessions, our core element, education being our primary focus, as long as technology, engagement within the community, employment, entrepreneur, career readiness, and really mindfulness practicing, become one with nature. So we really, each week, the boys they have a different topic. We have different presenters and partners that comes in, and they deal with each one of those topics. Me and the team, we really try to find experts in that area, if it's music expression, if it's art expression, and people also that can relate to our kids, relate to our boys. I say boys because that's our primary focus is young males. And we really just every Tuesday, 6 p.m., create a safe space at Conti School for our kids to talk, to get things out on the table. And we as men in that room, we really just want to be a guidance, be a positive outlet for these young kids. And every Tuesday, the first day we started, I thought it was going to take us some time to have the boys to start opening up. But as soon as we get into the room, they have a lot to say.
So this is about life skills.
It's 100% life skills.
During the summer,
Oh yes.
you do a basketball.
Yes.
So that's a combination.
It's a combination. Yep. So the summertime, we'll launch the athletic part of it, and it's still driven. Even though basketball is the vehicle, the end goal is to really have our young boys to understand who they are on and off the court. And this past year, even now, I get some of the messages from the parents and from the kids themselves, and these kids were young, and about how the impact we had. And the thing about for the mentality is not, even though we're using basketball as the vehicle, it's really the bigger picture of having, even as a 3rd or 4th grader, what is your future? What do you see for yourself going forward? Get on it early, so that now when you head into your adulthood, you have a vision, you have goals, and you're reaching those goals.
It's great you're providing that need for the community and for a group of young boys that really need it. But let's spend a couple minutes talking about Jerome.
Yeah, oh gosh.
So,
yeah.
Now, let's talk about a little bit about your career as a basketball player. Now you were 1,000.
Yeah, man, that was
So 1,000 rebounds.
1,000 career points. Those I remember. I actually read an article the other day, and it was by one of the late reporters up at the Eagle. And one thing that I remember saying in there is like when I came into the program, it wasn't about 1,000. I tell you the truth, 1,000 points was. That, I didn't even coming in high school from 8th grade. We wasn't really thinking about that. It was about to work hard and really the hard work and to work on the areas of the game where I need to strengthen myself. And by the time I got to my junior year in high school, I figured it out. Like, okay, not only do I need to rebound the ball, but I need to score as well. And
watching you from when you were a young boy, you really worked hard on your foul shooting because people were. We couldn't stop you physically. But so when you played though,
yep.
O'Neal.
1 year after me.
1 year.
Brad,
Shaw.
Yep.
And Sedell. And
yes.
they only played with one ball.
One ball, and
so there wasn't a lot of shots for
You're
Jerome,
talking about
right?
4,000 points, career points almost between those two. There wasn't a lot of shots for me, and I learned that honestly though as a freshman in high school when playing on that my freshman year team in 01 with Brad and Keegan and Matt Torre. I mean that team was ridiculous. But I seen like, okay, they're not gonna really throw me the ball in the post like that. And then my sophomore year playing with Dom and Sedell was a freshman. So with Dom and Sedell, I mean, there was really no post. So rebound.
So your success in high school basketball came from your commitment to work hard.
Oh, 100%.
And here you are today now.
100%.
As a member of the community. I mean, obviously, I saw your work as a coach.
Yeah.
And you were very successful in helping us turn around that Pittsfield High basketball program and make it the proud program that it always was.
Yep.
But today you're taking that same commitment and drive
100%
and directing it
towards the work in the community. That's why I try to tell if we're in basketball or if we're in the life skills part, the one thing I try to tell them is the mindset that you're learning in sports is a mindset that will transfer over to your normal day life. There's so many lessons that I just take with me from playing in sports when you're like as a team, like you're facing these hard moments and you're like, okay, which way are we gonna go here? And there was only one way to go. Is us galvanizing, us coming together. Back then in high school, realizing that I could be a leader of young men and bring us together. And then now as a man, realizing like, okay, I can still take this leadership, but then for the community.
So I know I'm showing my age here, but I was stereotyping young people.
Yeah.
But we don't see a lot of young people today. Well, they go away to school, don't come back. Or the ones that do come back either don't have the time or it's just the commitment to the community like you do now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something in your DNA or not, but you come from a history.
Yep. I think watching from a young boy, watching my dad really, him growing churches and then building churches, and then in my latter years, the last 15 years, watching my mom just go to different levels. It really just inspired me. And I tell my mom, I tell her all the time, we have a little friendly competition. I'm like, yo, mom, I try to chase you down, but you always like, every time I just feel like I'm getting, and then you go into, you're somewhere else now. And so it just really keeps it just really keeps me focused. It just keeps you grounded, really. It just keeps you with goals in your head. And my parents have been awesome. They really have been.
Well, they've done a pretty good job.
Yeah. I mean, there was some moments where they didn't know which way I was gonna go, and right about my early 20s, when I was actually coming out of high school, going into college, I was in a mess and didn't really realize it. And then once about 2008 area came, I had to come back to town, leave school, come back, because I was really getting heavy into drinking and partying, and really on the road of being an alcoholic and killing myself. And so my parents, I remember this story right here is really the crux of why I do the work I do and why I'm sitting here right now. And it was 2008 going into 2009 New Year's Eve, and we was blown out. I mean, everything that you could besides like shooting ourselves up, we was into. And I remember that New Year's Eve, I come into the house and I'm just like, I can't do this no more. Start crying. My mom was like, yo, what's wrong with you? I'm like, yo, Mom, I can't do this. And she was like, all right, I got you. And so then next day came, my mom, she was like, yo, pack your bags. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking I'm going to Springfield. She sent me to a rehab in Vermont. And while I was in Vermont, it had me a chance to isolate myself and really focus on myself as a young man, asking myself these questions, that the same questions now I tell these young men to ask yourselves, because I've been there. Ask myself these questions, look myself in the mirror, and yo, let's get this done. Let's change. And I asked, do I like this young man I'm becoming? And the answer was no. And then, Jerome, what you gonna do about it? And I made a vow to myself that day that, number one, I'm never gonna be back in the rehab again. And then number two, that I'm gonna get my life together, and whatever happens after that, it's.
So basically, what it benefited you, and today it benefits people that you can share your story with.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
Back to sessions.
Yeah.
What do people need to know? How can they help? How can the average person help? Is it money? Is it time?
Yeah.
Is it all of these things?
Yeah.
And what's the best way for them to get to you?
That's a good question. I think, honestly, the best way right now, definitely for help is definitely monetary is good. I mean, in any which way. I mean, time is good. We're me and the team, and there's two other gentlemen that's on my team, Ari Zorn and Chad Robertson. And Ari's, he lives down in South County, and Chad is he lives here in town. And us three, we're open. We've been meeting with different people within town, different.
So you're
agencies.
looking to collaborate?
We're looking to collaborate. We're looking for partners. We have there's some. When you get into contact with me, we will explore the different, what your skills and gifts are, and see if we can put you in one of those areas of our 8 elements that we have. We have a couple of things coming. We have a couple of trips coming up. So, yeah, I mean, we whatever that you laid on your heart to give, we're open to.
So how do people get a hold of you?
You get a hold of me reach me by email, Edgerton, JEDGERTON 42@icloud.com, or you can just Facebook me, and we can definitely reach out to you.
When you check the site below, the YouTube channel will be linked, Facebook will be linked. More information about Jerome and his mission, check back with us, because the next time we see Jerome, we'll be filming a live session with Jerome and some of the young men that Jerome is trying to make sure we build our community one kid at a time.
One kid at a time. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.